Alright, so lighting up the back of a rack can be, I'm not going to say a hassle, but it can be sort of problematic at times. And in the back of this rack here, let me just double check here. I don't see a like a BNC connector, because on some of the PDUs you'll have like a BNC sitting on the far side here or over here, and you can just connect one of those BNC lights in here and you've got power. Pardon me, you've got light back here. But a lot of the PDUs and other, even like the UPSs, don't have a connector for a light. So what I'm looking at getting and doing here, and I'm trying this out here for the first time, is one of these plugs. And you can probably tell, especially if you're from the US, normally one blade is bigger than the other, and that just maintains the proper electrical polarity from where you're plugging it into to how the unit is going to manage the electricity. Polarity is very important, but for this type of plug, we don't have to be concerned about the polarity on it, which is why the blades are both the same size. And what it is on the back side here is a USB. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to plug this into here, and I've got, in fact, I just received a bunch of these small USB lights. There's no on or off, you just plug it in. There we go. Let's see. And it does bend some. Let me get that cord out of the way, actually. Now, actually, on the camera there, it looks, in my camera here, it looks like it's a sort of blue, but it's actually not blue. So if I go back and do the video here, if it looks blue, that's what's going on, but it's really not. It's more of a white light. But anyway, so this is an easy way to get lighting in the back of a rack. And I generally do always have some kind of an outlet available somewhere. So my plan is just to reserve one of these outlets for this little power connector. And I've got a few of the power connectors. Alright, let's take that one out. I'm going to leave that in there. There's another one that I'm looking at that I will probably use for the larger racks. A much bigger one. Once again, this is from Amazon. This is from Amazon as well. I think probably most any of these kinds of lights would work. Alright, so we're plugged into there, and actually it does hold its shape really well, moving it around. Alright, it's got a touch sensitive light, probably a power switch on it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. This is, wow, it's actually pretty decent. Really lights it up in here. I guess the good thing about this one is I could just leave it in here connected, and it's always going to be off until I go and turn it on. But in my opinion, I think the neck on it is way too big for the size of the rack. I may have to put this in. This one may go in an amplifier rack or in another, the larger front of house rack. All right. All right, let's go back and take a look at this other one here. And these, actually, here's another one here. It came in a pack of 6. It was probably, I think it was like $10 US for a pack of 6 of these. So this may work back here, and then I'll probably just need to maybe keep one stashed in the rack. I do like the one I can turn on and off, but we all carry these flashlights. They're actually pretty bright. And if I can just turn this on for a moment, get my USB light here and plug it in, and then I don't need this one anymore. I can put that away and I can go to work, working in the back of the rack. So the video really doesn't do much justice, but actually I can actually see pretty good. Alright, so this one may stay back here, and let me take a look at the other rack. Alright, this is our amplifier rack. It's our smaller rack. It's only got two, the QSC PLD 4.2s in here. And so we use this primarily for monitors, for smaller shows, passive monitors. And if we look up here, let me get this on, and as you can tell, there's no BNC connector. And one of the benefits here of not having different sized blades on here is that, as you can tell here, the USB connector, if you stick this in here and it sticks at one direction, let's say this thing is going the light is going this direction, but you want it to go that direction, instead of trying to turn this light, you can just pull this thing out, pardon me, you can just pull this thing out and then flip it over so that the USB is going, the light is facing the right direction. Alright, I've got it, let me get this plugged in here real quick. Once again, the amount of light that we need in here doesn't need to be super bright or anything, just as long as we can see what's going on. So let me, let's try something here. Alright. This may be about the lighting that we'd be in. It could be darker too. But, I mean, this light is actually enough to see what's going on. Plug stuff in, and if I really needed it someplace else, I could just move it over here and plug it in there. Alright, let's take a look at that larger one here. I'm going to move this back. Yeah, this neck here is really long. Alright, 2, 3, there we go. And plug it from the back of the unit. There we go. Alright, obviously that's a lot better. But I said really, once the stuff is all set up, I really would need to get back here. And if I need to get back here at any time, sometimes be after the show, to remove the speaker cables and disconnect and coil back up the input cables here. Go back to the other one here. Actually, in this particular case, I probably could just put it in the center. Yeah, I mean, really, that's, yeah, the video doesn't quite show, but really it is, the light really is adequate for any kind of work. Alright. Alright, here is rack 1 for our analog system. Look at the back of it. Alright, well here is, we've got one of our BNC lights over here. See how our BNC light compares. And just turn on some power. All right, let's knock out the lights here a little bit and see what we got here. Obviously, an incandescent light looks quite a bit different here on video than a LED light, but really, this doesn't look too bad. The only drawback with these BNC lights is they get very hot, and their life expectancy really isn't too long. But we can get to everything. The biggest thing here is we have our DV connectors. Really, we shouldn't need to have to patch anything during a load out or anything. Still got plenty of outlets. So I think the main front of house rack actually may be okay with a BNC light. All right, yeah. All right, let's check rack number 2. All right, here is rack number 2 for our analog system. So let's check the back of this one. All right, it's got a BNC light in it. Let's take a look at it, make sure it still works. Let's see here. All right, it's up and running. All right, BNC looks good. So probably at any given time, you probably don't need to be in back here, especially after a show to disconnect stuff. It said the DV connectors down here is one connector for all the monitors. Here's one connector for all the gates. I probably suspect maybe 2 minutes back here. All right, this looks pretty good, so I think we're going to leave that alone. So just noticing over here with our other rack, let's check the wireless rack. All right, so this one here, let me get my flashlight. And so this particular one, we do have a BNC connection up here, but I don't have any other spare BNC lights. All right, let's get this powered up. I heard that turn on in there. Yep, it sure did. All right, let's just leave that off then. Perfect example here. Well, I was talking about how the blades aren't the same size, so we can flip it over. So I need to flip this one over so that the USB lines up, so the light's pointing down. All right. Let's see here. This does bend some, and it will hold its angle pretty good. All right. Yeah, I think this will work in here pretty good. Really, the only thing we'd have to do in here is coil stuff up and put it back in here. Yeah, there's not too much that needs to be done in here, so I think one of these smaller lights like this will work perfect in here. All right. All right, this is our amplifier rack, and it's a little bit different kind of situation here. The only power that we have is down here at the very bottom, the PDU that sits down there that runs the amp and runs the amp rack and the whole sound system. So what I may end up doing is, as I said, we have these kinds of lights which are magnetic. They're actually pretty strong. So I guess if we needed to do something, we could easily use one of these. As I said, I don't like using battery power with lighting, especially in, like in the back of the racks, just because I don't have to think about batteries. I don't have to think about either replacement or keeping them charged or are they leaking. So I'd much rather, with lighting, I'd much rather have something powered off of the electrical system in the back of the rack. But yeah, I'll probably just end up keeping one of these in my case, just so we can use it back here. So anyway, I think that just about does it for lighting up all the back of the racks. Anyway, not too exciting, but it is something that needs to be done, and it's one of these little bitty things that at night you're going to wish I had a light, or where's my flashlight? All right, thanks for watching.